Hey guys, so I was having some internet connectivity problems and my Tuesday Night Live got interrupted. And so I'm going to be a little creative. I'm just going to make it in a video and then I'm going to post it. So we can post it on both the YouTube channel, littleheartsacademyusa.com. No, just Little Hearts Academy USA. And then we'll also post it on Facebook. And I might even get it on Instagram this time and see how that goes. But so we're just going to start over new and I'll delete the other one. And we'll see how all of that goes. So on our Tuesday night semi-live, almost live, we're going to get going. So this week we are talking about the connectivity of the holidays, especially the three major holidays at this season, at least the three major Christian holidays. So let's talk about that. And I think though, even if you threw in Hanukkah instead of Christmas, it would still work. So there you are. So we have Thanksgiving, which is first, right? And so that's a time to be grateful, right? We're showing gratitude, but it is not possible really for us to truly be grateful and show that gratitude if we are not humble. And so in the podcast, which is probably the shortest podcast I've done, it's only about 20 minutes long, but it's all I needed to say what I needed to say. So there we are. So we need to be humble and then we can have gratitude. And when we are truly humble, right? And I'm putting this all in a nutshell. I hope you go and listen to the podcast. I'm really proud of it. Anyway, and when we're truly humble, then we move to Christmas or perhaps Hanukkah. And there we are able to accept Christ, God, into our lives, right? And we can't do that. We can't really accept them into our lives without that humility. That humility piece is huge. We have to recognize that there is something greater than we are, that we are beholden to, and that not only just beholden for the things that they've done for us, but for our daily life and how we move forward, how we treat one another. All of that comes from truly being humble. And then you're able to move on to accepting Christ, God, into your life. And then once we've accepted them into our lives, we become new. So we've got Thanksgiving, Christmas / Hanukkah, and New Year. And so I hope that kind of makes sense for you. And I explain it much better on the podcast, but it was kind of fun doing it on my own. I haven't done a solo podcast in a while, and I might have to do some more of those. That was kind of fun. Anyway, that's where we are with that. We just finished, in fact, as we're going on about this, a 5-day, I guess it wasn't a full week, a 5-day challenge on living in gratitude. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. All together, with the lives and then with people who watched it later, we had over 100 people participating, and they were from all over the world. They were from South Africa and Australia, and we had someone in England and Brazil. And so that was really exciting and fun, and sharing these opportunities of looking at your life. And we talked about being grateful for the things and the events that have shaped our lives and made our lives easier, right? We also talked about the people that we are grateful for. We talked about putting our gratitude into action, which is really that greatest step of being grateful. It's nice to say, oh, that's good that, grandma made me a blanket, or I don't know, whatever, that my mom is always helping me with the kids, or I don't know, a lot of things that we can be grateful for. But then when we put it into action and we let them know, I am so grateful for and we are specific about what they've done, what it is. We talked about showing our gratitude and putting that gratitude into action for the people that we know beyond family. We have our family, but then there are maybe workers, neighbors, people from church, people at your kids' schools, right? The crossing guard, the principal, the PE teacher. I mean, all of these people are working to improve the lives of your child. They have a lot to do with it. And so it's really nice to show gratitude for whomever that we have. But then we ended it with showing gratitude for people we don't really know. So perhaps it's the cop or the firefighter, or we talked about some ways that you can do that. We actually gave you some actionable steps that you can take and do in your family to help you move along and start making that not just a holiday tradition, but part of who you are. Something that you do all year long. And isn't that great? And I need a drink. Okay, so from there, as part of that whole gratitude and moving forward and finding ways to increase the relationships in your life and stuff. So I only open the Sisterhood Society 3 times a year, and it's open from now until next Tuesday, which is November 22nd, 2022, depending on when you're watching this. So if you're watching it between then, you can go ahead and sign up for the Sisterhood Society. Well, what is a Cicerone? Like, what does that mean, right? That's a different word. A Cicerone is actually a tutor or a mentor, or, you know, someone that has a lot of knowledge and is willing to share that knowledge with other people. And isn't that what we need to be for our children? A tutor, a mentor. We're sharing knowledge. And so we've made this society a community of like-minded parents who are looking to find ways to have that greater impact on their kids, and to find ways to feel good about their own parenting, to know some changes that they can make, because like the podcast says, we're all imperfect heroes, aren't we? And so there's always some place that we can improve and work on as we're working. And especially during those first 8 years, when we know that so much is developed on their attitudes about the world, about their family, about friends, about themselves and who they are. And so we work with this community of parents that are looking to do the same thing. And so I want you to really kind of maybe think about how you feel, oh, there's this problem in our home, I don't know how to manage it. And so you go on the internet and you start looking, and you may get some good ideas, some good tips and resources there. But the honest truth is, you'll be shocked. I know not everything on the internet is good. They'll act like, oh, this is the best plan ever. And it's really anti-productive. And so, but there's a lot of good advice as well. We're going to help you work through all of that. And wouldn't it be easier and kind of more fun if you could engage with other people who are like-minded, they're like-hearted, right? Their hearts are similar to yours, and they really want to give to their family. They want to make their family stronger and safer and happier and more independent. And so, you know, we share ideas, we support one another, and we share our experiences and what worked, what didn't work, and maybe take it apart and put it back together. I never put more than 10 people in a class, in a cohort, right? Because I want you to feel free to be able to be heard. If it gets bigger than that, it's kind of hard to make those connections and really listen to everybody that's there. So that's part of why I'm only adding 20 more on to what we have now, so that we can keep those numbers down and really work on it. So what are you going to learn on this? Well, let me tell you, right? Where you're going to learn about what your parenting style is. And we each have our own thing going on, right? And so we're going to talk about your own parenting style and understand how that works with the variety of personalities that are in your family. Even within spouses, sometimes they don't have the same parenting style. How can you work that out? And then, if you've got 3 kids, you've got 3 very different personalities generally. And so what works for one may not work for another. A rule for one may not be appropriate for another because it doesn't fit how they work through life, how they process things. And so we talk about those kinds of things. We help you understand what your triggers are. That'll set you off, right? And then ways that we can work through those triggers and help you so that they're not such a big deal in your family. And we help you better understand the emotions of you and your children, and how to help your kids work through those emotions in a positive manner that are really going to come and help them and sustain them in life. I was just doing in fact, it'll be out in 2 weeks, but I just did a podcast with a guy named Doug Knoll, which is hysterical because my dad's name is Douglas Knoll Benyon, but Douglas Knoll, and his name is just Doug, and his last name is Knoll. So I got kind of excited. You probably don't care about that, but I did. Anyway, we were talking about listening to our kids and helping them label what they're feeling and how to manage that. We talked about doing those things within a marriage as well, but it's awesome. And I hope that you'll kind of take a minute and listen to that. It's not going to be out for another couple weeks though, so don't worry. Just listen to the one we got now, right? Okay. So what we want you to do is be able to embrace the power that comes from sharing with other people and having someone to report to. There's that accountability piece that really keeps it in the front of our mind and makes us really do a better job. And so having a group that you're talking to really does make action and change more possible. So I hope that helps you. So grab a friend, bring them along, and know that you're probably going to make new friends within our group. And so you can register today to start on that path. It will close though for 4 months. It's going to close on midnight next Tuesday night. So just be aware of that. And we're going to set you on that path of, kind of having some some inspiration, some interaction, and then you're going to gain a lot of insight by being in on this. So I'll put the link, of course, in the comments, whether it's on YouTube, well, not comments, it'll be the description, right? And on Facebook, it'll be in the comments. On Instagram, we got all kinds of things going on, right? But we'll be sure and get that information on whatever format you're looking at this on. So I am so excited for all the things that we just have going on. And I'm excited for Little Hearts that are growing, and we're reaching more families. We're helping parents feel more comfortable and more confident, and strengthening relationships, which is so important to me to help you do that. And it's important, of course, for you to be able to do that, because we're not really given all of that when we're growing up. We're not really taught a lot of how to do that as we're growing up. And so we're kind of on our own. And some of the things we do are fabulous. Some of the things we do are not productive. And so we want to be sure that we're moving forward in a positive manner. And we're here to help you do that. So until next week, let's find joy in parenting. See you later, guys.